Rocky, today you've beaten your biggest opponent, Diabetes, and the heavyweight champion of the world. What are you going to do next?
I'm gonna freaking break it off, freaking play with it, kick it around the ground.
And then after that, Rocky, what are your plans?
Well, I sit back and watch something, and maybe go on the Nerd's New Sexy, something like that.
Nerd is new sexy.
We're obviously talking about Rocky.
You're a bum!
He's a bum.
Nothing is over!
Yeah,
Especially the legacy.
that's right. You got me, son, right here. As with me as always is Wild. Say hi.
Hello!
Who? And special guest star, we have my brother P-Rock.
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
Yeah.
16 generations of Rocky.
All
Yeah.
20 movies.
Yeah.
Rocky 38.
Rocky 5,000.
Rocky in space.
Rocky in space.
Rocky in space.
Rocky versus Jason.
Rocky, the second coming of Christ.
Oh, God.
Even he watches.
He just keeps
This is
getting
not
back up.
blasphemy!
It's no blasphemy. That bomb just keeps getting back up.
Talk to me, disembodied body of Mick.
And you know what? If you think about it, it's damn near a religion. That son of a bitch keeps getting resurrected.
Oh,
I don't know what the hell.
It's a movie that's like timeless almost. You watched the first one. It was what, the 80s? Like what?
79,
yeah,
right?
79?
Yeah, 79, yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny is when he wrote that movie, nobody wanted to touch it. So he had to come up with it all on his own.
Right.
Nobody wanted anything to do with that movie.
Oh my God.
I mean, have you seen the first one?
Well,
Okay,
it was
that
good.
is true.
It was good.
Yeah.
It's just heavily influenced on the times. It's like
Yeah.
watching.
I mean, well, come on. He used
It's
his
good.
porn money
They're all-
to fund it.
And it was just the time. So Rocky, the first movie, was all about what? Rocky and Apollo Creed, right?
Well, exhibition fights, right?
It was
And
an exhibition fight, yeah.
that kind of sets the tone for a lot of the movies later on. But yeah, it was an exhibition between Apollo Creed, giving some nobody fighter a chance, and basically some charity, reach out program from the heavyweight champion of the world, and ended up being Rocky,
And
Yeah, because I remember even the character was like nobody wanted to eat, just like with the movie, because he said that the movie was kind of inspired by his own life, that nobody wanted to give him a chance, nobody wanted to give him roles, nobody wanted to give him a job, and so he's writing this about basically about Sylvester Stallone's actual life up to that point, where everybody's like, "You're not good enough. We don't want you. You can't. Who do you think you are?"
Rocky Balboa.
Yeah.
In all honesty, I mean, it's actually a pretty good success story. I mean, in general, it is.
Yeah.
He starts off
and
pretty
the
much
movie's got better.
He starts pretty much like a guy just living not on the streets, but he's working
Yeah.
he works hard and he does his thing, and he starts off some dude like from, I want to say, like the slums, dude.
Yeah, the shit side of Philly. So most of Philly.
He can't afford to go to a gym, so what's he beat on? He beats his meat.
Yeah.
So
Hey, Rocky, look, I'm porking it.
yeah,
Jeez. It's like when people think of Orange County, right? They're like, oh, Orange County must be nice. No, that part of Orange County is nice.
Yeah,
That's freaking Santa Ana. That part out of here. And if you're from there, I still get.
Yeah.
so
Oh,
Yeah, like I said, I think that's one of the things that makes the movie great, is it's done so low budget, and yet you can tell that he poured everything he had into that movie.
the acting was good too.
Yeah, had good acting. It had a good story. It had very good pacing. And the one character that's constantly recurring that I can't stand, and P-Rock can back me up on this, throughout the entire movies until the very last Rocky movie, Adrian.
God.
Oh.
You can't win!
I thought,
Yes.
didn't she die? Like, wasn't she? in the last movie?
they
She,
ended
like,
up writing
died?
her. Yeah, they wrote her off as she had died at some point.
No
and
wonder that
so
movie
he had.
did so well.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. He was like, "Wow, it's nice to see him with a woman who is like fighters got to fight, Rocky." It's like, yeah, wow, what a supportive woman.
Yeah. know, and that's
it's funny as I thought as I grew up and became mature and more immature in other sense that I would change my view on that, through marriages and everything else, plural. So I'll tell you what, it's funny. I still watch them. It's like, man, Adrian is a pain in the ass. She knew what she was getting into. And yes, it's a great, she cares for him. She loves him. She doesn't want to see his head get beat in. Well, go fucking marry a mailman. All right.
Right. Well, hold on. I don't know. Mailman. For a while there, they were shooting each other in the mailroom.
Bad example.
But
those guys are real badasses. My bad.
But
like Dennis, they kill themselves.
But the first movie ended with him beating Apollo Creed, right?
No,
first one he
lost.
He lost. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. See, I can't remember. It's so long ago.
And if you think about it, all movies, even to this day, always have some form of success story. Yeah. And I think that the reason why Rocky was so huge in general, he didn't win at the end, but yet you were just as happy that he didn't win.
Yeah.
Because he got his shot. He finally got his shot. So there is some form of success there, and it's that, what do you consider a success?
And then of course you had Mick.
Yeah, Mick, good character.
You're a bum, Rock. You're never gonna amount to anything, but I love you.
And what's great, and I, of course that movie came out, while I was still probably sperm. So,
well, the second one for sure. You weren't even sperm yet in '79.
Yeah. I think I was just born in '79. So there you go.
And what's funny is when you watch them in order, right? And you watch number 2. You think, okay, well, this is going to be the same story, but of course he's got to win in part 2. But it was still done really well to where, not that you probably figured he was going to win by the end of the movie in part 2, but it was a rematch of Apollo Creed. They basically said, hey, this was supposed to be an exhibition fight, but it was the toughest fight that Apollo Creed ever had.
That's right.
You really win, Apollo. You won by 1 second or 2 seconds. That's horse crap.
That's right.
So Apollo's calling him out through the whole movie, and
Rocky. Friends. They're kind of like that enemies but friend type thing.
Frenemies.
Well, you gotta sell the fight. You gotta sell the fight, and Adrian doesn't want him to fight. We'll get by. And he's like, I want to get by. I want you to have good things. I want the baby to have good things.
Yeah.
And then she has problems with the pregnancy. And, of course, he's in a slump because Adrian said no. And then finally she wakes up and goes, fuck, we got medical bills. And that's really what happened. And she went, motherfucker, go win. Win.
Yeah.
Right?
Life suddenly said, hello.
What are you doing in here? What are you doing, Rock? Win. What are we waiting for? What are we waiting for?
Just like a woman to be a supportive spouse when she needs money.
And I think that's what happened, of course. You can look at it any way you want, but I think, behind the scenes, in reality, because we all know the movies are real. And
God, yeah. They're documentaries like Highlander.
Yeah. Damn it. That's why there can be only one, I guess.
Oh, by the way, guys, in case you haven't noticed, this isn't going to be the traditional way we structure these. This is very much more of the we're really kind of discussing the movies and the whole mythos behind everything and having some fun. Yeah,
674 movies. Okay, and we got to get through them all in 45 minutes. That's just tough to do.
Yeah, there's about
Okay.
Luckily, they have a reoccurring theme. Rocky goes boxing.
Pretty much.
Except for Rocky 642, where he went fishing.
No, Rocky plays Punch Out.
Oh, that's right. They opened with the fishing and they closed with Punch Out. I forgot about that.
Yeah, it was Rocky playing Punch Out. And then kicked his ass.
But
then he beat Mr. Dream in the dream. That was kind of cool.
That was trippy.
Yeah.
Dream in the dream.
So, okay.
Rocky.
The second movie ends with Rocky winning, I believe.
It does.
And then,
does.
And then we transition to the third.
Because ultimately what spun this whole idea of us doing this was the new Creed movie that came out. So let's blow through the themes of these other. So part 3, and in my opinion, part 2 he wins, and part 3, in my opinion, is the best Rocky movie.
Which one?
And maybe it's because
this is the one.
I would put that as a close second for me.
Apollo died in 3, right?
No. Mick died.
That's 4. Mick died.
He dies in 4.
That's right. Okay, go on.
Yeah. So you got to get the drama straight. Come on.
Yeah. Come on, man.
There's so much of it. There's so much of the drama in every fucking movie. Either Rocky has super AIDS, testicular AIDS, fucking head problems, his wife dies,
a non-working Nintendo controller,
his son turned homosexual. You name it, something fucking happens.
And
Boy, he
spoiler
beat the-
alert, that doesn't.
Yeah, but
That
I'll tell
does-
you what, in episode 527, when he beat the gay out of his son,
He didn't just beat the guy out of his. Rocky fought all of homosexuality.
yeah. But okay, fan theory times episode in movie 526 when he beat his meat in front of his son, that's what turned him gay.
Well,
Damn it.
there was no coming back after that. The Rockies just got dumb after 580.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, continue with 3, P-Rock.
Well, 3. Well, maybe it's just because I'm the youngest out of the group, and it's Mr. T. I mean, come on,
yes.
pain did meat. I mean, come on, woman, come on. What do you say, paper champion? I mean, that's awesome.
He played over the top and yet restrained at the same time. And I don't think Mr. T was acting.
No,
I think he showed up. I think he just showed up and was like, "This filming a movie."
He just walked on set like, "I pity the fool."
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that he was like just working security for Stallone, and he said, "Hey, I did a fucking movie or something." You know, I think
we need a bad guy.
Crap, Sugar Ray Leonard just dropped out, and so did Muhammad Ali. Crap, who do we have? Who's that guy working security over there with the mohawk? You know,
yeah. Make him vaguely Native American so people don't feel too offended if I'm hitting a black man.
Oh, fuck. Oh, damn it. So, okay, I don't remember too much of this one simply because I wasn't a big fan of Rocky 3. Because, in my opinion, at that time, and I know Sunrie will agree with me, Mr. T was played out about that time, in my opinion. He was in everything. He was on Wheatie.
Oh, yeah, that's why they got him.
Yeah, I was about sick and tired of Mr. T on that at that time of my life. But it was still cool to see him in the movie. But so what happened in the movie?
So, I don't know. You want to take this one, Sunrie?
Yeah, basically what ends up happening is Mr. T kind of shows up and is like, all you've been doing is play fighting. You haven't fought anybody real. You get in the ring with the real fighter, you're gonna get your ass whooped.
Right.
There's a lot of shit talking.
Yeah, a lot of shit talking from Mr. T. Yeah, it was freaking awesome because he's constantly having commercials where he's insulting Rocky, and Rocky's just kind of playing that. I just, whatever, I'm going to go here, I'm going to trade. And in case people don't know, Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger are the same person.
That's right. That's right. During that time, they hated each other. I don't know if people knew that. That could spin off another podcast all on its own. Those two used to hate each other.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, which is the joke in the Expendables when he says, "Oh, I'm not going to help you," and he walks away. That's the joke, because they've kind of buried the hatchet in each other's backs already, so it's all good.
Or buttholes.
Yeah, and so so there's a lot of shit talking. Rocky's like getting ready to train and do everything. Adrian, of course, is telling him how there's no chance he can win. That was my favorite. You can't win, Rocky. There's no chance. You don't stand a chance to win.
I don't believe in you.
Yeah, basically, I don't believe in you. You can't do it. You shouldn't be fighting anymore. Right? And what was it? It was like right before the fight or something like that. T comes in to kind of like heckle him, and he punches Mick in the stomach and kills him, Houdini style.
Pretty much, yeah. I remember that.
I heard you could take any punch. That was Houdini, you did.
That caught me off guard. It took me a minute to catch that.
A minute to catch it too. That was pretty good.
That was messed up.
Yeah, it is. We are not politically correct, nor do we condone such behavior.
That was I'm dying over here. Oh, jeez.
So he ends up getting super depressed and ends up going in the ring and just kicking the shit out of him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
And finally puts T down. At the end, T's kind of like got the respect type for Rocky thing because you have to end up respecting the hero.
Yeah.
And he wins. And it's just the overacting and yet so believable of freaking Mr. T.
Adrian!
Yeah, Adrian!
Rocky, not dead!
Yeah. You brought in more money.
Well, you're forgetting a couple things. So what I thought was funny about Rocky 3 was Rocky was in this woe is me pity state, right?
Yeah,
and
he's dead.
Yeah, and he's like, I don't believe in myself. Mick was killing me. I know that it's funny you believe in yourself. That translation is, I feel sorry for myself. I think I suck, right? In plain English.
Yeah.
So, and then Adrian, of all people, come on the beach. I would like to say, and when you guys get a chance, go back and rewatch the conversation her and Rocky have on the beach before his fight with T, because you're like, well, was that a motivating speech? Do I want to like her now? You're not too sure, but Rocky comes out of it all like, oh no, I'm motivated again. So somehow
push her in the ocean.
He is so used to being talked down to that this was a compliment.
He's just like, all right, Adrian.
All she did was go, tell me the truth, tell me the truth, tell me the truth. I'm scared. You ever hear me say I'm scared? And I'm like, well, I don't know. She wasn't like, I super believe in you. You're awesome. You're a stud. Nothing like.
No, and it's it's one of those really weird things. It's like, does he get motivated and stuff like that because he admits that she's scared and she just wanted him to admit it so that he could get over it? Is this the type, and that's the relationship they have?
She wanted him to feel like a fucking weakling.
Or did she want him to go, I'm scared. Oh my God, you're right. I shouldn't do this. You can't tell.
Right. I don't get it. And I'll tell you what, I would, if I was him, I'd have come out of that more fucked up than I went in.
Yeah. I gotta agree with that.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
So anyways, like you said, he wins over Mr. He rope-a-dopes him. It was a total steal from Ali, and the informant. He rope-a-dopes, come on, hit me in the face. Come on, not so bad, right?
I remember that.
It just takes the beating and wears T down, and then just Mike Tyson one shot, bam,
bam.
I think I just figured something out, guys.
Yeah.
The whole reason Rocky wants to fight.
Oh yeah.
He pictures his wife in the ring.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think that's why. No, but you think about it, in 4 against Dolph Lundgren, I think you've got something going there.
Yeah, so let's go to 4. Number 4, Dolph Lundgren. That is when...
Oh, and don't forget the chick who played Red Sonja.
Oh, yeah, she was in that.
His wife.
Bridget something. What's her name? Bridget something.
Yeah.
Yep.
I still would do things to Red Sonja that would make like a priest cringe.
Yeah. And Arnold looked like a pussy.
Yeah.
You go ahead and you tap that. Yeah.
I was behind there all day long. I was behind there.
The chick who played Red Sonja, I just want to get behind her and be like, "Call me He-Man." Yeah. So.
Because I have the power.
So part 4, is that anybody's favorite?
I
like it. It's probably like my second.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like my second or third, tied with the third one. Well, God, because the way they beat on each other that entire match, and the whole Dolph Lundgren's ability. Now the guy can barely speak English, so even when he does speak English, and I know he speaks English, but he doesn't really. He's like
he speaks Gruntrish.
And I think the guy's a good actor. Don't get me wrong, except for in Masters of the Universe.
Oh God, we'll get to that.
He's no He-Man.
We'll get to that.
He didn't even know what accent to have in that one.
I have much hatred for that movie.
But when he stands there and Apollo comes out and they go to touch gloves and Apollo hits his gloves and he doesn't move his gloves.
Oh yeah, I just watched that.
Hold on, man. Chill out, man. This is just be an exhibition match. He just kind of stares at him, and after he clocks him, and he's just standing there. If he dies, he dies. It's like, oh shit, I believe that. Yeah. I believe that.
Well, if you look at Lundgren's character, like he looks like the devil himself. He doesn't stop that evil like death glare the whole movie.
And then when he's like sitting there with the Rocky. I must break you.
I will break
It's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. You will not win.
You will not win. So, I love the contrasting in that, where Rocky's going old school, running through the snow, chopping wood, picking up hay, and he's in a laboratory getting injections and using machines.
Yeah.
It's like that nature versus man almost. So it's like industrial versus nature.
Or science versus like natural,
Yeah.
Full disclosure, as Stallone is going to the airport getting busted for human growth hormone medication.
Yeah.
At that same time. So just so everybody knows. All right.
Yeah. Oh no. He's all natty.
All natty.
Yeah, that's another podcast all on its own.
We will probably talk about that because we cover all things nerd, and that I think that helps. It's not because that's not just a jock thing. That's a science thing.
Oh, totally is. But yeah, so and seriously, I mean, what I really like to see, I mean, it was pretty realistic. I mean, and let's think about the time that we were going through at that time in the 80s. I mean, that was a huge ploy on both power and everything else. And when he creams Apollo, and maybe it's just from a guy's view, it was pretty devastating, man. You didn't want Apollo to die, man. You wanted to live.
Yep. And I love the conversation Apollo was having with one of the other trainers while he was training Rocky. He goes, so what makes this guy so? He goes, he says something like, I've gotten in the ring with hundreds of other guys, and the one thing that he did that no one else did, he just kept getting up. No matter how many times I knocked him down, he kept getting up. That's a scary thing. If you've ever been in a street fight and you knock someone on their ass and they stand back up, first time, okay.
It's
the
a zombie.
Second, third, fourth time, you start to worry.
It's a zombie.
Because they're getting back up.
You should catch
that was from number 2. That was in Rocky 2. Apollo's trainer came to him and he said, "Why are you so afraid for me to fight this guy again?" He said, "Because he just kept coming." Yeah.
So, and Rocky did the same thing. He kept, just kept getting knocked down, get up, get down, get up, knock down, get up.
So in this one, Apollo dies. Apollo Creed dies from whatever Dolph's character, and it really hits Rocky, and he's just like really upset about it because the last movie it was freaking Mick. This one it's got to be someone, right? So it's gotta be Creed, and it basically hits him. And you know what? I don't think we even mentioned that Creed trained him in what 2?
Oh, in part 3, you're right.
In
part 3, Creed trains him to fight Clubber Lang, T's character, and you're right. But one thing I do love about 4 though is right after the scene in the funeral where Apollo dies, right, and it's the funeral. It instantly changes to a press release with Rocky saying he's going to fight Drago, right? Ivan Drago, and there was no permission from Adrian. That's the next scene where she's literally shouting down a staircase that you can't win, again.
I don't know. Okay, now to be honest, that isn't any. Now, I not the whole you can't win, but the what the fuck are you thinking type thing. I could see any woman doing that. Yes. You just watch your husband's best friend get one hitter quitter and die, and now your husband's going, yeah, I'm gonna go fight him. Fuck you.
It's my turn, Adrian. It's my turn.
Boy, you better up that life insurance policy, bitch.
I can see Adrian doing that.
Yeah, I can't blame her for that one.
What's funny about that whole thing is every other movie and every other scene is her saying that before he decides to fight or when he's thinking about it. This one, he just mans up, fucking makes the decision. Yeah, and in a situation where he really shouldn't have been saying he was going to fight in the first place.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, man. So you're right. So the next thing, he goes to Russia. He trains the all natty way with rocks and snow hills, right? And the other guy's training with juice and machinery that's out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Got to have a montage.
It's a beautiful montage of snow and cliffs and
punching electronic things.
Yeah.
And then he grows a fucking beard of power. Remember that?
Yeah, that's right. Like Samson.
Yeah.
Sam. Then Delilah shows up.
Yeah.
Damn it, women, make a shave.
Yeah.
She shows up once again. And another thing to point out why part 4 is so important, because that actually sets the tone for the Creed movie that just came out because Creed dies, right?
Yep.
So, but Adrian shows up, gives him another motivational speech, I guess.
Another one of those. I think that's okay.
Yeah.
Like basically she's like, do you really feel this strongly about it? Okay, Rock, I'm behind you. It's like,
please don't die.
Yeah, I guess that was I love you and do it for me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, and of course he goes and he takes home the gold from Russia. Yeah. And it's this huge political speech at the end. He wins over Russia. If I can change, you can change. And Ivan,
if we can get together like this, and stand together, then we can all do it. They made it friggin' political.
Yeah. But they did it in a tasteful way. I actually thought it was a good way to do it.
Yeah.
With the whole, we fought, we beat the shit out of each other, we respect each other's differences. If we can all come together and sit in the same room and enjoy two men beating the shit out of each other, who's to say, the rest of the world can't do that? And, in San Francisco, they were doing that already, but...
Yeah, of course. Yeah, from behind.
Just from behind.
Look at me and Dolph Lundgren. We're circle jerking.
Yeah.
Oh, God. And it's funny. If anybody listening to this right now thinks that we're talking smack, it's almost like when we get together as friends. If we're not messing with each other, it means we don't like you.
Yeah.
So the fact that
we love Rocky. That's why we're talking about Rocky. yeah.
Can
It's
love-
just, there are certain things that we can
sure.
laugh about. Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
Yep, for
Yeah,
sure.
and then there's Rocky 5, which there's not a whole lot to speak of. Rocky spends
Actually-
most of the movie being the trainer.
Rocky 5 is my number one.
Is it?
Well, wait a
Yes.
minute. There's a huge precedent set at the very end of Part 4 going into Part 5 that makes Part 656 important, right?
That's true.
Rocky
Can't forget
takes-
about the brain damage.
Rocky takes
That's
such
right.
a beating in Part 4 that he gets like not terminal, but
Yeah,
like-
that basically he's got such bad hemorrhaging in his brain, stuff like that, that they're like, you cannot fight ever again.
yeah. So
Beginning of Part 5. That's the beginning of 5. As we know, all Rocky movies start
Yeah.
with the end of the fight in the last movie. So it recaps on him getting his head caved in by Drago.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then they say you have brain damage. So take it from there.
So
Yeah.
Rocky 5 starts with I believe he's basically doing like this dead end job, right? Basically doing his thing. I'm trying to remember. It was Rocky 4 was the one where he had all the money.
Oh, yeah.
What happened is they put Paulie in charge of, was it IRS shit?
Yeah, they
Is that
gave
what it
him
was?
power of attorney.
Oh
That's what
yeah,
it
that
was.
was a big
Yeah,
mistake.
and he
That
ends
dude was
up
a bum.
screws all their money with bad investments, and he spends it, and yeah.
Well, just look at the guy. He looked like a
And-
fucking asshole from the first few
Yeah.
movies.
Which is funny because in Rocky 3, he was supposed to be sober and like this nice guy, and so that's when they were like saying, "Oh yeah, here, take over."
Yeah.
And at the end of 4, he fucks everything up.
Yep.
And you know what's funny about Paulie, and we haven't talked about Paulie much, that's a character you love to hate. You don't know if you love him or hate him, but if he's missing from a movie, and spoiler alert for later, because that's really great to talk about in Creed, but if he's not in a movie, you miss him. You're like, hey, what the fuck is Paulie? That's bullshit.
Yeah.
That's why I liked Rocky Balboa when they brought Paulie back, because at that point when he's drinking heavily and he's kind of in the shit, it's for good reason at that point, because Adrian's dead. He loved his sister. He's he's trying to get on with his life, but he just can't move on past his addictions and the fact that his sister's dead. So you actually feel for him at that point. You go, at this point, Paulie is okay. He's not okay, but I understand at this
You
point.
want to know what line made me love Paulie? The moment I like, yeah, damn it, I love that character. It's Part 3, where they're going through the gym in LA with Apollo, and he's making these smart comments like, I don't like these people, Rock. I don't like these people. And Apollo looks at him. He goes, "Hey, Apollo, it takes about 6 years to get to know him." And Apollo's like, "I ain't got 6 motherfucking years, right?"
Yeah.
Paulie turns to Rock and goes, "I don't know, Rock. I don't like these people." And he goes,
Paulie, you ever think that maybe these people don't like you?
and he goes, "What I ever do to them?"
That's right.
That was it. Loved him. Loved him.
That was
from then on, man.
trained, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fucking. That was a great.
Yeah.
That was a great scene. Now,
For those listening, you can tell I can recite the movies front and back. I'm a fucking Rocky nerd from hell. So
Yeah, that's why.
You know.
I mean, his name's P Rock. Well, it has to do with the fact, a couple of things. He's big Rocky fan, and he's a big musician. So
Yeah. And I'll tell you what. So kind of circling back to Part 5, they lost all their money. They lost all their money. Paulie lost all the damn money, so they had to go back literally to the house that they started in, and he starts working in Mixel. It was Mixel Gym,
yeah,
right?
something like that.
Yeah, he was basically
Unbelievable.
running a gym, making shit money.
Yeah,
Because he was letting people, be there for free and stuff like that, giving young shots the chance. And
Now, Wyldfyre, I know you said this is your favorite, so why don't you go ahead and take precedence
All
here?
right.
Go ahead and
well, in comes this blonde upstart who wants to fight, and
HIV.
what's that?
with HIV. Seriously, a guy
yeah,
not in the movie,
No,
but in real life.
Yeah, it's a character.
Yeah.
Yeah, the real person. Yeah,
yeah,
had HIV. Thanks for pointing that out, P Rock.
yeah.
Just saying.
It moves the plot forward.
Well, anyway,
Hey, look, it's Boy. I don't know. Sorry.
Yeah.
but anyway, he wants to train under the great Rocky Balboa. Basically, Rocky's like, I don't trade fighters or whatever. I don't.
Yeah, basically he says he's not a personal trainer.
Yeah.
And eventually he does convince him, and he keeps saying, "Well, Mickey used to say, and Mickey always this, and Mickey always that."
And this is what gets me about this is one of the reasons this is my favorite is that there's a lot of like turmoil from Rocky in this movie. You could actually you actually see like that. There's good acting because you see Sylvester Stallone's like pain. He trained this guy. He put everything he was in this guy. This guy actually started doing good. And in comes this Don King motherfucker.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Basically takes this guy and fucking like Mike Tyson's him.
Yep.
You know?
Offers him all this money, and then he starts, kind of insulting Rocky and but
He's
the guy who was
He's holding you back. This Rocky Balboa is holding you back.
yeah, and basically trying to make him, make it seem like, if he could just get rid of, he will never be as good as Rocky. He's never going to be as good. So he keeps the guys get more and more mad at Rocky.
So and I think you get the idea in immediately that wasn't the ploy. The ploy was to get him to eventually fight Rocky.
Yep.
Yeah. Because it was all about money with that. Like I said, the Don King character.
The Don King, yeah.
I can't remember.
Well, I just love when he sits it down. He goes, "Now Balboa's doing this for you. Now Balboa's doing that, and this, that, and the other. You can't do that. Now here's a check for $5,000. Do I have a deal?"
Yeah.
Yep.
Right? Or was it like $10,000? Now here's $5,000 or something. Hands him a check. Consider this in advance.
Yeah.
And he starts fighting for that guy, and he's doing real good. He's knocking people out one punch, which I don't know if they said.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because people kept comparing him to Rocky, and they're like, and then kept bringing Rocky up, and he's just like, "Fuck Rocky, I'm me."
Yep.
Just because he taught me doesn't mean shit. I'm better than he is.
And the Don King character kept saying, "You're living in Rocky's shadow," that kind of thing.
Yep.
So he basically got on, started talking shit about Rocky. Well, long story short, the end scene is the best scene. Of course, throughout the movie, Rocky's heart's broken.
That is good. Yeah.
And it's a street brawl, is what it is.
For me, this was my what is it? Not Dark Knight Rises or whatever. The last Batman movie.
Oh, okay.
Where now I love the last Batman movie for different reasons.
You're not talking about
not Batman.
No. We're talking about the last Nolan movie.
The last
where you find out that the kid was Robin, even though I figured out he was Robin the minute he started talking to Bruce.
The Dark Knight Returns or Dark.
Yeah.
I forget.
Well, one of the reasons people don't like
Batman
that movie
forever.
is because the entire time Batman was not being Batman. He was being Bruce Wayne, or he was nursing his back.
Yeah.
For me, Rocky 5, the entire time, Rocky's not being Rocky.
Well, you can't be Rocky with a fucking brain disorder.
Yeah, I know, but I think that's why I didn't like it as much.
Smarter in that movie, though.
Yeah, and and it had a lot to do with his son, fighting his bullies
until the end. Until the very end, he's not fighting, and in the very end, they have this street brawl between him and the other guy, and the Don King character's like, "No, not here. We're not. This is free," And the best part of that movie is "Touch me and I'll sue."
Yeah.
What'd you say? Touch me and I'll sue. And he fucking uppercuts that Don King. That was it, man.
Yeah.
Oh, it was beautiful. But he ends up.
And you know what? You guys mentioned something really interesting, and that was the fact that he's not fighting the whole movie and he's not being Rocky. And if you think about it, when you're in the fifth movie, that was actually a pretty good play.
Yeah,
because you're thinking, and you got to remember, this is before Fandango. Spoiler alerts on YouTube. A bunch of we just had those. What the hell were those movie critics' names? Siskel and Ebert. Those are guys you had at the time. They're gonna walk in that movie expecting a normal Rocky movie, right? They're gonna come out and go, "Man, this didn't turn out how we expected at all. Mm-hmm. It was a Rocky comeback, and it really wasn't. He still didn't get rich. He didn't get his money back. He just got his respect back and defended it.
That's true. It really was about him about still getting his groove back.
Yeah. So that's what was pretty good about 5. So I got to tell you, 5 is a good one. I love the street brawl. That was great. And he's sitting there doing all the street, fight moves and tripping him and flipping him over and body slamming his ass.
And you actually see Rocky getting clocked a few times and like his head's ringing, he can't see straight, and he's like about to throw up because he's got hit in the head so hard. And
that's what I liked about it. Like Rocky was the because he had that brain issue. Yeah. He was the underdog, but
that's true. He went back to Rocky being the underdog.
Yeah. He still could fight. He still had all of that knowledge, but you take a good hit to the head, man, you're done.
Yeah, what was it, Mike Tyson or not? Yeah, Mike Tyson. Everybody's got a plan until they get hit in the mouth. And Mike, I love you, man, especially your new cartoon, Mike Tyson Mysteries.
Fucking Mike Tyson.
I do. I love Mike Tyson. I think the guy's hilarious. He's actually a very good actor.
He's come a long way. He
really has. I still think he's one of the best boxers to ever grace the ring. It's just goddamn Mike. Just
no question.
Yeah.
I wouldn't take a fucking right hit from that dude. I wouldn't take a left hit. I wouldn't let him get near my ear.
Yeah. I would turn into a fanboy if I ever saw Mike Tyson. I'd probably start jumping up and down going, "It's Mike Tyson!"
Nah, I would just shake his hand and be happy.
Yeah, I'd be like,
Mike, sign my ear, nibble on it. Just kidding. Fuck, sign it.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Don't take it. So okay,
Yeah.
going in.
And then real quickly, there's Rocky Balboa, the whole comeback story.
Yeah.
And what I love about it is it's Rocky kind of looking at his glory days, looking behind and saying, oh yeah, and the boxing commission saying no way in hell, and then all of a sudden saying, okay, sure. And then they creed it at the end. He gets beat. He knew he was beat. He didn't give a shit. He just walked off waving to everybody. He's like, I got my last fight. I'm happy. I'm gone.
Yeah.
Well, and here's the thing too. Between 5 and they didn't call it Rocky 6. They called it Rocky Balboa.
Yeah.
But those first 5 movies were all in the same generation as one another. It's important to kind of recognize that because when Rocky Balboa came out, and me and my brother, me and Sunrie, we went and saw that together. I think Thanksgiving Day it opened or something. We went and saw that together. And that was an awesome freaking movie. And I got
fantastic.
That's my number 2.
Before it came out, we talked smack on our way in the movie theater, and we came out and went, "Damn it! I didn't think I was gonna freaking like that movie."
Yeah, we went thinking we were gonna joke through this entire thing. We were quiet the entire time, going, "Oh my god, this movie is good."
It was an amazing movie. That was my number 2, and it's a close number 1 actually.
That's my number 1. Is and I got it just because of the way they did it. And I love that at the when he's sitting there training, he goes, you need to beef up this way, but you can't because you have arthritis. You need to do this, but you can't because you've got out of place vertebrae. You need to do this, but you can't do that because you've got broken ribs. You need to do this, but you can't because you have a head injury. And it's like, oh my god, so what? And Stallone got so big.
Yeah, he did.
Oh yeah, I mean,
he was a big boy.
That film, get the hell out of here. I mean, come on. But you're right. I did love that.
A good doctor.
Yeah, I did love that about Rocky Balboa. I really did because here's what we thought going into it. And this is what we were talking smack about the whole time was, great, we got to go see Rocky because here he is, 60-something years old. He's going to be this super athlete. But no, it's really realistic. They denied his license the first time.
Yeah.
He opened a restaurant. They denied he's working in this restaurant. Yep. They do this exhibition idea based on some video game ploy. Compared to this digital thing that happened between
digital
the current
stats.
Yeah, basically what they did with Muhammad Ali versus I forget an actual, and they did it, and then they animated what the computer said would happen.
Right, yeah. And they said, hey, this would be a great exhibition fight. Rocky said he wants to do it. They denied his license. He went to the medical thing, so the brain hemorrhage thing went away.
Yeah, he didn't have a tumor or hemorrhage or something. They said, yeah, you'd be okay if.
And he said, well, if I checked out, basically, why are you going to deny me? And here's something to point out, too, and another reason why I liked it, because if you notice, from Rocky 1 through 5, Rocky's real punchy, and part 2, he's real punchy. Then in part 3, he's still kind of punchy, but then in part 4 and 5, he's like an intellectual human being.
Yeah.
And then when you get to Rocky Balboa, he's this calm, collective, kind of punchy character that's super sweet that you want to fall in love with again. Well, and you're right. And during Rocky Balboa, he's saying you can't long distance running's out because you got arthritis in both your knees. You've got this and the other. Really, like if it was to happen, of course there was still some complete fantasy. This would never happen. Real life.
Well, I mean, come on, look at the fights themselves. Even heavyweight, even lightweights don't beat on each other like that. The body just can't take it.
But this is what makes the movie so great. I mean, look, we're doing a podcast about it. We're going, but if it was real,
right?
If it was real, I'd be more interested in boxing.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
We need another Tyson. Honestly, we really do. Because Tyson made boxing and every weekend event that he was fighting, turn it on, there's a Tyson fight. Yeah. It's like it was more popular than baseball.
What do we got now? Fucking tippy toes Mayweather?
Yeah.
No.
And Mayweather, you can fight, but we're just saying you're not going to make it as famous
Mayweather
as
can
Tyson.
dance. That's all he can do. He can throw a good punch, but he dances. He's a bitch. Yeah, come to my front door, motherfucker.
That last Mayweather for the Pacquiao and Mayweather fight and we I was down in your location for that one. We watched that and it ended exactly how I said it was. Yeah. He's trying to match Marciano. Once he beats Marciano's record, he's going to retire. And I kept saying that he outboxed him and everybody, Pacquiao won. He's not going to stand toe to toe with him. He just wants to win. He did outbox him. And we're getting kind of off track here, but I don't care. I mean, the Mayweather fight, he literally outdanced him. Boxing's a dance. It's a skill. And he absolutely outboxed him. Was it a brawl? Was it exciting to watch? Fuck no, it wasn't. But he outboxed him.
Yeah.
He outboxed
Thank God we were drinking.
Yeah, a lot.
But yeah, but that leads us into Creed. Now, before P-Rock goes in and talks about, because P-Rock has seen it, I unfortunately have not had the chance yet.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
Yeah, so let me say this about Creed. When I heard they were making a Creed movie, I was interested, but not excited. And then I saw the ad for it. And instantly I went, at some point I have to see this movie. I really hope that they do him justice. Oh my God, Rocky's in it in some capacity, and I hope becomes the new generation's Rocky. I hope we see Creed 1 through 600 like we did with Rocky.
Yep.
And I'm like, God, don't fuck this up. This is Apollo's son. You have to make this a good movie. You can't fuck up Creed. Please.
See, that was my take on it too. When I first heard about it, I'm like, oh, another Rocky movie. Okay. Yeah. And then like I seen the commercial or whatnot and the advertisement. I'm like, oh, you know what? I can't wait to see it. You know, that kind of thing.
I literally on Twitter put Creed is actually Apollo's son. Shut the fuck up. Take my money.
So with that being said and done, we're going to go ahead and let the one person who's seen this, Mr. P-Rock, tell us about the movie.
Yeah. I will say spoiler alert because there's just too many good points to not bring up.
First at this point, if anybody it doesn't want spoilers on Creed itself,
turn it off now.
Rocky. Glad to have had you. When you watch the movie, come back and listen to this second part.
Yes,
because this from here on out is going to be spoilers.
Lots of spoilers for the movie.
And I'm telling you, especially if you're a Rocky fan. If you don't care about if you don't care about anything else about how the fight turns off, listen. But I'll tell you what. So here it goes. So the first thing I thought was, okay, how old is this son of a bitch supposed to be? Because Apollo Creed died in 1989 or 87 or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I had the notes written down, but I don't have them in front of me. But it's his illegitimate son. So,
okay, that makes sense. He never brought up that he had a son. That's what I thought was going to happen. Was that, oh yeah, Creed was my daddy, but I never really got to know him type thing.
Exactly. So he died before he was born, so they're right there at the age limit. I think he's supposed to be like 30 years old, something like that.
Yeah, that would put him about right.
Apollo Creed, you man whore.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. And even in the movie, they said when they got down to it, do you think that this makes Creed look bad? They're like, no, a sports figure having an affair. Shit, get the hell out of here.
Yeah, right.
Hell no.
And so I'll start from the beginning. It shows this kid fighting in this juvenile detention center, basically not more or less a home for boys, right?
Yeah.
But also kind of like a juvenile detention center, kind of a mix in between.
It's a full security or yeah.
So opening scene is that.
Yeah,
opening scene is that, and then all of a sudden, And mind you, I tried going opening day, and I was pissed that I couldn't go opening day. The next day, I saw it right away.
Yeah.
So what happened was opening scene. They show that, and then the second scene is. And I recognized her right away. It was Apollo Creed's wife. And I'm thinking, well, wait a minute. That's not supposed to be her kid, right? Right. And they try to make her look all young and shit, right? So, because he's supposed to be like 9 years old. Okay. So she goes in there, and she's like, hey, I knew who your daddy was. And he's like, oh, what was his name? Blah, blah, blah. And then the movie starts. So she
adopts him?
She adopts him.
Huh. Interesting.
Because Apollo Creed had other kids. He had other older children. So she's like, you know what? I didn't know your mom, but I knew your daddy. He was really important to me. How would you like to come live with me for a while?
Your daddy
wait a minute. Me. You mean wait a minute. Of course, this isn't a hood movie, so of course you have a strong, supportive black woman. Thank God. It's about time.
Well, he shouldn't come in going, I'm Shaniqua. I used to bone your father.
Yeah, right?
His biological mother died, right? So he's in the system. So he goes and lives and is raised with the last name Johnson, but also is brought up from around 9 or 10 years old to however old he's supposed to be now in Apollo Creed's home in Hollywood or LA or wherever he's supposed to be. Which is awesome. But he knows he's Creed's son. Nobody else knows he's Creed's son. He's doing secret fights. He's going down to Mexico and he's fighting and he's winning.
Oh, right? Okay.
He's fighting with chickens.
Yeah, he's cockfighting.
Sorry, I had to say it. He's what's your name? Come on over here. I got the perfect chicken to fight you.
They're not Chinese Indians born in East LA. They're actually Mexican.
Well, I mean, they'd be like, well, come here. I give this chicken tequila. It's ready to fight.
So he quits his job. So he quits his job and he goes to her and basically he goes to her and basically says, hey, I want to fight. She goes, you're gonna be fighting without me. She goes, you know how many times I've carried the heavyweight champion up the stairs and, busted up? You don't need to be doing that. You've having a good life. I didn't take you in so you could end up. None of your other brothers and sisters wanted to do this. Why the hell do you want to do it?
He's the chosen one.
Yeah. Well, so he moves to Philly. He goes from being a millionaire and having a good job that, he got set up with to quitting his job and going to Philly where he ropes in Rocky. And are the things that I love about the movie from this point on, even more, because I was hooked. The moment I'm like, shit, this is actually good.
Good.
It makes sense. She took him in. She's like, you know what? He made some mistakes. She didn't care. She took him in. That's her husband's son. Forgive and forget. Who knows that would happen in real life, but we all would love to think it would. It's awesome. It's a piece of him that, she would never have had known otherwise. So you want to believe the story.
Yeah.
So he goes to Philadelphia, right? And this is where it gets good. He goes into Rocky's restaurant what we see in Rocky Balboa.
Oh, Adrian.
And he's like,
Nice.
Yep. He sees the picture on the wall of one of the fights, and he tells Rocky, hey, this is from the such and such round of the whatever fight. And Rocky's like, hey, that's good. How do you know that? And Rocky's looking up and down. And he goes, do I know you? You look familiar to me.
Oh, that's in the trailer of the show. Mm-hmm. Yeah, who's my father?
So basically, as you can imagine, it comes out. But what's really cool, spoiler alert. Yeah. Remember at the end of Rocky 3 where Apollo says, you're going to owe me a favor?
Oh,
remember that?
Yeah.
They wind up, and he says, you beat me by 1 second. You beat me by 1 second.
Yeah, do that ding, ding.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, he says, I heard about a secret fight between you all. And he's like, how do you know about this? He's like, he was my father. And before he leaves, and everybody's always wanted to know this. So here's it is. He goes, since we're basically family now, just between you and I, who won that third fight between you and Apollo? And Rocky goes, he did. I was like, yes!
Oh! Yes! Yeah, because they kept it secret. They have said shit about it all the time.
Yeah.
They always left it up to you because he would just smile at him. Yeah.
I was like, that is awesome. I dropped my microphone. I could have left right then and there. I was like, that is awesome. I'm hooked on this movie now. The whole theater better shut up or I'm going to kill someone. This is awesome. So then I'm like, where the fuck is Paulie? So spoiler alert number 2, Rocky goes to the gravesite and he brings a thing of wild turkey instead of on a gravestone right next to him.
Oh, Paulie's dead.
Oh, Paulie.
He's burning in hell.
So a couple things there. It's I love the fact that they said who won that fight because you're always wondering.
Yeah.
So
okay, into this point, let's look at up into this point. Rocky's lost everybody.
Yeah. At that point,
everybody
he has lost everyone.
His wife, Mick.
Well, he's got a son,
Apollo?
but do they ever bring his son back into it?
So here we go. Spoiler alert.
Okay.
Here's the thing, and Wyldfyre just brought up something really good because that's going to come into the movie later. He's lost everything, right?
Yeah.
He's kind of positive guy. He's lost everything. Well, Creed's son goes in and he goes, hey, so is this a picture of your son? He's like, oh yeah, he's up in Canada. Because remember in Rocky Balboa, we wanted to stop living under Rocky's shadow.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, he wanted to go and kind of do his own thing. He didn't want to be Rocky's son.
So his son's gone, started a family of his own. He kind of makes it sound like him and his son really know each other, but don't really have a lot in common.
Yeah, they don't talk to each other.
They don't really communicate. Paulie's dead. Adrian's dead. We learned that Apollo won that third fight, which I think is freaking awesome. Mm-hmm. So there's spoiler alerts.
And we don't know anything else about any of Rocky's other family. His mother's probably dead. He probably never knew his dad.
And that's the thing. Well, yeah, because he was a collector in the first one. Legs for the mafia. And here's the thing too. So and there was 2 other things I was going to be afraid of. Rocky was going to be in the movie way too much. And it was going to be around 7. Right. I was really afraid for that. Second thing I was afraid of is if this is going to be a new aged, you want it to be a spin-off from Rocky, but you don't want it to be a spin-off from Rocky. And
you want it to be its own thing.
Right, but you don't want Rocky to be in the movie. And I'm telling you guys right now, it was the perfect mix. I thought for sure they were going to do some new age, hip-hop, weird spin-off Rocky thing, but they didn't. There was enough new age blood of new generation type things in there to keep the old and the new generation interested in wanting there to be a Creed Part 2.
Okay, so this is definitely Creed. This is not a Rocky spin-off. This is Creed.
Right.
Okay.
He was in it, very realistic. You could tell Rocky was interested in training him. He does wind up training him.
Okay.
And another thing they did too, and this is the biggest spoiler alert of them all, you learn even more that Rocky's not bulletproof. He gets sick.
Okay, yeah, they kind of show that in the trailer where his son, Creed's son, is like holding Rocky, and Rocky's like falling to the mat, holding his chest, like breathing real heavy.
Well, that's not even necessarily the part. That's just because he is sick that he fell to the mat like that. But which is good because they didn't give a lot away in the trailers. You think they do, but they don't. Right?
Okay.
But the moment he gets sick, I think, oh, great, a Mick moment.
Yeah,
right?
Another
Mick.
Mick.
But it wasn't. So Rocky has lymphoma, right? I'm just gonna.
That makes sense.
Or stage 4, it's bad. I remember it's bad, right? But Rocky doesn't want treatment. Like Wyldfyre, he said, you know what? Everything I have is gone. And he's like, well, what are you talking about? You have me to train and everything. He's like, you're okay with dying? He goes, and honestly, you believe him. And honestly, if I was Rocky, I'd be at that point too, like, well, no, I don't want to die, but I'm not going to fight it either. I mean, if I go, I go.
He's
right?
It was everything his whole life. It's time to die.
What's funny is you don't want Rocky to die, and he doesn't die in the movie. You don't want Rocky to die at the same time. You go, all right, Rock, maybe it's time. You know what
I mean? Just let go, Rocky. Go to the light.
Yeah,
not that light.
Sympathize with him, and you go, you know what? He's just a lonely old former champ that is happy. He owns a restaurant. He's like, I want to go be with my wife. And all you're thinking is
why?
Sure. Okay.
Oh.
You know,
why? Well, it's Adrian.
You know what I mean? I'm like, he wants to go to his version of heaven, which I think is hell, and go be talked down to heaven. I get it. You know, Paul's gone, his son's gone, not dead, but gone, and everything else. So, but he ends up going through chemo. He makes a promise that Creed's son gets a shot.
What is his name? What is Creed's son's name?
Adonis.
Okay. I think I heard that. Yeah.
Goddess Adonis, right? It's Adonis. It's Adonis. Adonis Johnson. So it comes out.
That's it.
Creed's son.
So wait a second. He's got a freaking that's like a porn star's name,
right?
I'm Adonis
Johnson, and Adonis Johnson does Dallas.
Yeah. Two men in the ring beating each other
with their dicks.
Mm-hmm. We're two men exchanging blows in a ring.
Oh.
Damn it. But what happens is he gets fighting well, right? And he doesn't catch the eye of anybody. He's just fighting really well. Rocky's training him. Great. Well, one of Rocky's friends finds out that it's Creed's son, and he's pissed that Rocky didn't train one of his boys. He goes, you know what? Fuck this. He releases it to the press.
Oh.
I'm sure he would be pissed.
Yep, and he releases it to the press because Adonis, Creed's son, beats this guy's boy, right?
Yeah.
So fuck that, secret's out,
Yeah.
And, you can imagine the rest. But now it catches the eye of the current welterweight. And this is another thing. It's welterweight. He's a welterweight.
Okay, so he's not a heavyweight champion. Because he didn't look like he was that muscly and that big in the trailers that I saw.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's about the size of Nick Cannon, so you can't really.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well, and what makes the movie great is I like that because I'm like, if they're going to go blow for blow, don't make it a heavyweight fight.
Yep.
Because they're not going to sit there and beat on you. That's not very realistic at all.
Yeah.
But anyways, the current welterweight champion of the world is from England, and he's going to prison, and he needs a fight quick. And they're like, hey, look, this is actually Creed's son. Let's go. And they give him a shot at the title.
Let's go punch an American right in the face.
Let's go punch him right in the face, right? I'll go suck on his balls a little bit, suck on what a little bit, nothing I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, I think we can make about 20 quid off this.
Like I said, a porn movie.
Yeah. Me and Pete Rock, being Italian as we are, we do have British roots, so shut up.
Adonis Johnson in ball-sucking Britain.
Yeah.
But yeah, they give him a shot at the title. He gets super ready for the fight. Rocky's feeling a little bit better. He's there, but Rocky doesn't make this miraculous recovery. He's still got like this beanie on. They make him look like a sick old man. They really do.
Good. They didn't try to make him like the superheroes behind the scenes.
Right. So I'm saying he's in it just enough. There's just enough Rocky.
Just to tie it in.
Yep. And final spoil, and of course the main I don't think it's the main spoil. I think everything else was a spoil because I didn't think he was going to win the fight in the end anyways, but he doesn't win. It wasn't a unanimous decision. It was a split decision. He almost won, but he didn't win.
Okay, so it's kind of like their fight with Apollo.
It was like the first, it's like the first Rocky movie.
Yeah. Exactly. And what's great about it is Rocky gets better enough to think if there's going to be a Creed 2, which is Rocky 9 billion, it would give us a chance to say bye to Rocky and maybe have him keel over.
You know,
it's time.
Yeah,
it's time.
That character has been through a lot. They've done a lot with the franchise, and I really want to see Creed become the new Rocky. I want people talking about Creed like we're talking about Rocky.
Well, this needs to be a legacy. The Rocky itself is a legacy, and his time is done.
Yeah.
It's time to, and if you kill him off just right, he will be remembered forever.
Yes.
Even if it's like at the very beginning of the movie where Adonis is sitting there with him in the hospital, he's talking, peacefully goes, and then they're at the funeral, and then it continues on.
No, I want it to be like $1 Million Baby.
Oh, God. Gee, that was a good movie, too,
It was a good movie. I want to be like $1 Million Baby, where like he gets into a fight, like the kid that he trained in 5 comes back and beats the shit out of him. This is the between Rockies. This is the new Rocky movie. Okay, I'm gonna say it right now. Rocky is training Creed, Adonis. And in the between, you hear this kind of older guy scream out. You know, he's younger, of course, younger than Rocky, but at the same time, he's still older. Scream out, "Come on outside! My age hasn't killed me."
God damn it!
And Rocky comes out. And they fight, and like he beats the shit out of Rocky, and Rocky's like stuck in this bed, and he's talking to Creed, and he's like, unplug me, Adonis, unplug me, and he just dies that way. That's perfect.
You know, I would think, and let's go to predictions then. Let's do that. Let's move on to predictions for Creed 2, because if they make a Creed 2, I'll see it. I'll be the first standing in line. It was that good.
Okay.
And I'll tell you what, if you're a Rocky fan, if you're not a Rocky fan, I think you'll say the movie's at least okay. At least.
Yeah.
Well, people who weren't Rocky fans loved Rocky Balboa.
Yes,
right.
That's true.
So.
You know, it's incredible. And I'll tell you what, so I think prediction-wise, I think it might start with Rocky being a little sick, and I think that maybe even if he's not in the movie, he'll kind of be bedridden. Maybe at the end of the movie, kind of passing away as they announce that he's the new welterweight champion of the world or something.
Yeah.
You know, something dramatic.
What if like he dies in the movie, but they bring him back like Tupac?
He fights the hologram.
He's a hologram. He's like traded Adonis. Like, okay, stick and move. He's just fucking a hologram.
Oh no! See, I was picturing more at the end, like all of a sudden, like they're like, "We've got a special message from you, for you," and the announcement, everyone's all cheering, and all of a sudden the hologram stands there and goes, "I'll be welcome, but you're my only hope. I'm just kidding, kid. You did good. Your father'd be proud of you."
I'm here with you, father.
It really was good. So, kind of recap on Creed real quick. I mean, we recapped on all the movies, but I'll tell you what really made Creed great was it wasn't Rocky 7, but good. You also wanted Rocky, so there was enough of Rocky in there to be good. But it also set the tone for the Rocky legacy, like we discussed.
To be over.
And yeah. It's good stuff. And honestly, now you guys got to go see it. I mean, you do.
So okay,
because I want someone in 2035 talking about, oh man, so we grew up with these Creed movies, and talking like how we're talking about the Rocky. That I really do. I really want that for Creed.
I think it deserves.
Yeah. And from what I'm hearing, it sounds like they're going that direction, and it's on the right track.
Like I said, an ongoing legacy.
It wasn't too much. Yeah, it wasn't too much at all. It was done very well.
So before we close the podcast, before we finish this up, I want to go over the movies and get a 1 to 5 rating from 1 to the end.
Yeah.
So from each of us. So I would give 1 a 4.
Yeah.
Sunrie?
I would say it's without going into halves. I would put it closer to 4 than to 3.
Okay, P-Rock?
I would have to say 4.5 simply on the basis that it set the tone for the rest of the movies. We can't. I'm trying not to compare it to. I mean, technology and movies. And
story,
film style, and
audio has come so far since '79.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
So okay.
From '79 to '85, it was huge. So I mean, for the times, 4.5.
Okay, so number 2 would be definitely a 5 for me.
2, I would put. I would still say that one's about a 4 for me.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 is a 4 for me because you knew how it was going to end. Even though the movie was really good, you knew it was a comeback. So it can't be a 5. It's a 5 in setting the tone for future legacy to the part 3s, 4s, and 6s, 700s.
Yeah.
But if I got to go from movie critic standpoint, since it was predictable, 4.
Okay, so 3 would be a 3 for me, actually.
3 would be a 5 for me.
I am biased.
Just because I'm biased for it. Yeah.
Okay, it's my favorite. It's one of my favorite Rockies. Okay, but I still have to give it like a 3.5.
Yeah.
Only because in order to stay non-biased, even though it's my favorite, try not to let my personal opinion get in there. My personal favoritism of it, anyways. The reason I would give it a 3.5 is because it wasn't that magical.
Okay, that's true. That's true. Yeah, it was very much through the motion.
Yeah, and that's what it killed. That's what killed it for me. So
yeah,
it was a good popcorn movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. If you didn't need part 3 and you were to take how good some of the other ones were and add 3's content in with it, it would be a 5 all day long.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, Mick dying was super dramatic, but the Clubber Lang thing was so
overdone.
Cartoon.
Oh yeah,
overdone.
It's Mr. T. Like I said, I don't even think that he was supposed to be in that movie. I think he just showed up and was like, "Boo! I'm gonna put you out." I think he believed Sylvester Stallone. He didn't know who he was and thought that was Rocky.
He just had like a drug trip and went there and just, I'm in this movie, guys.
Yeah, I just got back from Mr. Rogers' house. I'm gonna punch you in the face, fool.
So okay, number 4, I think would be I want to say it's a 3.5 for me.
You know, yeah, for me, I would say that one's a 4 for me. Even though I would say that's like it's probably definitely my second favorite. There was just some elements of it that was just a little too movie-like again, kind of like with 3. I think it was less movie-like than 3, but yeah, 4, it's just great movie. I have to give 4 a 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 4. Yeah, I'm at a solid 4 for that one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So number 5, of course, is getting a 5 for me because like I said earlier, I like that. I like the story. I like how everything kind of went together. You know, it showed the downfall of kind of Rocky's life. Yeah. You know how things happen. You know, that showed that he's not bulletproof like P-Rock said earlier. That was the first show that Rocky himself can get hurt.
That's true.
And that's one of the things I like. And it's a struggle. He was at the bottom once again, clawing his way not even to the top. He's just clawing his way out of his own depression. You know?
Yeah, I would say how much better the focus is on the characters as the human beings and stuff like that. For me, that the movie overall is only about a 3. I didn't enjoy it as much. It was very much more story driven, and when I wanted to go see Rocky and stuff like that, I want to see more of the action part of it.
You want to see punching?
Yeah, punching and falling and standing up and punching and falling again.
Yeah,
I would agree. Part 5 is a 3 for me as well, even though I really enjoyed it.
Okay,
really enjoyed it. It was a needed story, but you're right. There was more story than there was a Rocky.
Yeah, I can understand that. So, okay, Rocky Balboa. Rocky Balboa is a solid 5.
Oh yeah, solid 5.
Yeah, 5 here too, all around. That's a whole round.
Yeah.
That's a perfect score.
Yeah, that movie, it showed him as a human being. It showed him kind of want, you know, we all have that, you know, as we get older, especially us 3 now, I'm sure. We look back and think, oh yeah, I remember when I used to do this, that, and the other thing, and I didn't have any pain, you know, that kind of thing.
Oh God, yeah.
And
yeah.
It's kind of the same with him. You see it in that movie, you know. But it's more glory days. He's living his glory days, and he wants to relive it, kind of in a sense, you know, even with just one fight. So and that's why that movie was good. So okay, well, I can't give Creed anything because I haven't seen it, but I'll go ahead and let P-Rock do his thing on this one. Give us a.
Yeah, I give it a pending 4.5 or 5 just from hearing you P-Rock explain it.
I just like that they explained.
I'll tell you guys what.
Yeah.
What the fight was, that one fight that everyone wanted to know. That just for that, I'd give it a 5. So
right. So, and here's the thing. I was thinking about giving it a 4, but the reason I'm going to give it a 5 is because they gave away so much shit that you wanted to know. Like that third fight thing is awesome.
Yep.
And you didn't know if Adonis was gonna if Creed's son was gonna win in the end or not. So
yeah, that's cool.
So for that, plus it left you wanting more. It gave so much away, but it still left you wanting more to where you would actually watch a part 2. It's a solid 5.
There you go, solid 5.
Solid 5.
So
awesome.
For those of you listening, I want you guys to go out and do this. I want you to get a bottle of Jack Daniels, put it next to the thing. You and your friends get a bunch of shot glasses. Every time Rocky gets hit, you take a shot.
Or even better, wild turkey in memory of Polly.
Oh, you had to take it to the sad place. But watch all the movies, and every time Rocky gets hit or knocked down, even better, knocked down. That way you're not so drunk, you know, you can't watch the rest of the movies.
Yeah.
Every time Rocky gets knocked down, everyone takes a shot.
Or every time Adrian insults Rocky, you take 2 shots.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, you're shit-faced by the first half of the second movie.
As you can tell, none of us like Adrian. She's a stupid bitch.
Not very supportive.
Oh.
But come on, but honestly, we all kind of know a woman that's like that. And I'm not saying anybody here has one like that. I'm just saying we have known women like that, though.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Definitely.
Now,
Most
like-
definitely. Just like guys can be dicks.
Yep.
I mean, I'll tell you what. You want to cut a guy's you want a guy that won't do shit. Go ahead and insult him and take his freaking manhood away.
Yep.
How fast they move after that.
Man,
so.
to that. So with that being said and done, we recommend that you watch all the movies, and then go watch Creed. Go out and watch Creed and enjoy yourself.
Yeah, it sounds like it's a real good movie. You can have a good time, and it looks. Hopefully, we get a whole new franchise off of this.
Right.
Anything you want to say in final words, P-Rock?
One thing I'll say is if you binge watch and then go see Creed, do not blame us or sue us for quoting Rocky quotes all at work the next day and annoying the shit out of everybody.
Yeah, and don't get mad at me if you get like food, like alcohol poisoning for drinking.
Yeah.
you can blame Paulie for that or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
So for that, thanks everyone for listening and goodbye.
Good night.
Good night.